Small garden ideas, modern formal design, and planting inspiration for homes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's presentation on modern home and garden design with a particular focus on small gardens, formal layouts, and planting inspiration. As our living spaces evolve and as cities become more compact, the demand for well-thought-out, functional, and stylish outdoor areas has never been greater. Whether you live in an urban townhouse with a modest courtyard, a suburban residence with a compact backyard, or even a modern apartment with a balcony garden, the principles of small garden design and formal landscape aesthetics can transform your environment into a sanctuary of beauty and calm. Our lifestyles have changed. In the past, gardens were often sprawling, expansive, and tied to luxury estates. Today, we live in denser neighborhoods, high-rise buildings, and communities where land is limited. But limitations often spark creativity, and small gardens are a perfect example of this truth. Architects and designers now emphasize the quality of space over quantity. A small garden, when thoughtfully designed, can be more impactful than a large, unstructured yard. Minimalism, efficiency, and beauty merge in these compact areas to create functional sanctuaries. The garden is no longer just a background for the home, it is an integral part of the architectural statement, just as important as the facade, interior layout, or furniture choices. Small gardens also reflect sustainability. With less space to maintain, homeowners can focus on eco-friendly choices, such as native planting, water conservation, and vertical greenery. These choices align with global priorities of environmental responsibility, while also ensuring that gardens are easier to care for in our fast-paced lives. Another defining principle is the formal garden style, a tradition that dates back centuries, yet remains highly relevant in modern architecture. The formal garden is defined by order, balance, and symmetry. Think of pathways aligned with sightlines, planting beds that mirror each other, and geometric shapes that create a sense of control and refinement. Historically associated with European estates, such as the Gardens of Versailles, the formal approach has been reinterpreted for modern living. Instead of vast expanses, the formal design now fits neatly into courtyards, terraces, and small plots of land. The guiding principle remains the same. Structure and geometry give form to the natural world, creating a dialogue between architecture and nature. This means that even the tiniest outdoor space can feel intentional, elegant, and timeless. By incorporating straight pathways, framed views, central focal points, and structured planting, you create an outdoor extension of your home's architectural character. A fascinating development in today's design is the blending of formal tradition with modern minimalism. While classical formal gardens emphasized richness and ornamentation, the contemporary version leans toward simplicity and clean lines. Instead of elaborate stone statues, you may find sculptural planters made of sleek concrete or corten steel. Instead of endless boxwood hedges, you might see neatly pruned shrubs arranged in minimalist rows. The result is a space that honors discipline and structure, but feels fresh, modern, and uncluttered. This marriage of order and minimalism also serves a practical purpose. Small gardens must maximize every inch, and simplicity prevents overcrowding. By paring down design elements to their essence, geometry, structure, and selective planting, you achieve a timeless elegance that resonates with today's architectural aesthetics. And within this evolution, we see clear trends emerging. Multifunctional spaces are becoming the norm, with gardens designed as outdoor rooms for dining, meditation, exercise, or even remote work. Sustainable planting is central, with drought-tolerant species and native plants that thrive without excess maintenance. Vertical greenery transforms walls, fences, and balcony railings into lush canvases, maximizing limited square footage. Continuity between indoor and outdoor living is emphasized, with sliding glass doors and matching materials making gardens feel like seamless extensions of interior spaces. Lighting, too, plays a critical role. Subtle LED strips along pathways or beneath benches highlight key plants while extending the garden's atmosphere into the evening. Technology integration, from smartphone-controlled irrigation to automated lighting, ensures small gardens are efficient, sustainable, and easy to manage. Formal design works so well in small gardens precisely because of its clarity and discipline. In a large landscape, one can afford naturalistic sprawl, but in a confined space, every detail must be intentional. Symmetry, balance, and geometry provide order and prevent visual chaos. A narrow courtyard with a central water feature flanked by symmetrical planters feels calm, elegant, and purposeful. Formal design also creates narrative. Pathways guide the eye, framed views invite exploration, and repeated patterns establish rhythm. These elements make a small garden not merely a place, but an experience. Looking forward, we see small and formal gardens evolving with technological, cultural, and environmental influences. Sustainable materials such as reclaimed wood and recycled stone will take center stage. Adaptive planting schemes suited to changing climates will become more common. Formal design will likely simplify further, merging with architectural minimalism and biophilic principles that connect people more deeply with nature. Even tools like augmented reality may help homeowners visualize and refine their gardens before breaking ground. The future of garden design is not defined by size, but by meaning. It is about creating environments that support mental well-being, ecological responsibility, and architectural harmony. A small, formal garden is proof that limitations can inspire creativity, and that elegance can thrive in even the most compact settings. We have explored why small gardens are rising in importance, how formal design principles provide clarity, and what trends are shaping the way we think about outdoor spaces. A small garden becomes much more than a decorative feature. It becomes a living canvas, a personal retreat, and a statement of style. In the next stage, we will move deeper into planting inspiration, design strategies, and practical techniques to create a garden that is not only beautiful, but also meaningful. Planting is the heart and soul of every garden. In a small, formal design, plants take on a dual role. They must contribute both to the structure and the atmosphere. The architecture of the garden may provide the framework, but it is the planting that breathes life into the space. Choosing the right species, arranging them with intention, and combining textures, colors, and seasonal rhythms are essential to creating harmony. In modern design, the emphasis is on fewer, stronger statements rather than excess variety. Every plant is chosen for a reason, whether it is to frame a path, soften a wall, or act as a living sculpture. The power of plants lies not only in aesthetics but also in psychology. Studies show that greenery reduces stress, improves focus, and enhances well-being. A small courtyard filled with structured hedges and accent plants can create a calm retreat even in the busiest urban setting. The placement of a tree, the repetition of shrubs, or the framing of a flowering border can guide the eye and soothe the mind. The structured balance of formal design magnifies this effect by creating order in what might otherwise be a chaotic environment. The result is a garden that feels restorative and timeless. In contemporary small gardens, designers often rely on a palette of evergreens as the backbone of structure. Boxwood, yew, and holly provide year-round formality through clipped hedges and topiary. Against this backdrop, seasonal accents can be introduced. Ornamental grasses that sway in the breeze, perennials that bloom in vibrant colors, or flowering bulbs that bring bursts of life in spring. The contrast between permanent structure and seasonal change ensures that the garden remains dynamic without losing its disciplined character. Texture is equally important. Smooth-leaved shrubs can be paired with feathery grasses, while glossy foliage contrasts with matte finishes. These combinations add depth and richness to the composition. In smaller spaces, where too many colors might overwhelm, playing with texture allows variety without clutter. Repetition of texture also strengthens the rhythm and geometry that are essential to formal design. One of the most powerful techniques in planting small gardens is the use of vertical space. Climbing plants on trellises, espaliered fruit trees along walls, and green walls filled with ferns or succulents all allow vertical surfaces to become part of the garden's character. This approach frees up the ground plane while creating lush layers that make the space feel larger and more immersive. Carefully chosen vertical elements also provide privacy, shade, and even fragrance, enhancing the sensory experience of the garden. When it comes to color, restraint is often more effective than abundance. A monochromatic palette of greens can look sophisticated, especially when paired with architectural hardscape elements like stone or steel. Accents of white, lavender, or deep burgundy flowers can punctuate the scene without overpowering it. In formal design, controlled color schemes emphasize order, while also allowing focal points to shine. For example, a pair of matching urns filled with seasonal blooms at the end of a path can become powerful visual anchors. Water features also play a central role in many small formal gardens. A still, reflecting pool doubles the perceived size of the space, while a geometric fountain introduces sound and movement. Water reflects both the architecture and the planting, enhancing symmetry and adding a sensory dimension. In compact gardens, water features are often simple but elegant, designed to integrate seamlessly with both hardscape and planting. They remind us that gardens are not only visual, but also experiential. Lighting design enhances planting in remarkable ways. Low, hidden fixtures can highlight clipped hedges, making their structure visible at night. Spotlights can illuminate sculptural trees or the surfaces of green walls. Gentle uplighting under shrubs creates a floating effect, while path lighting ensures both safety and atmosphere. At night, when the rest of the world fades into darkness, these lighting schemes transform a modest garden into a dramatic outdoor stage. Designing a small formal garden is about creating layers of experience. The first layer is structure, the pathways, borders, and focal points. The second layer is planting, which brings movement, color, and texture. The third layer is atmosphere, created by lighting, sound, and seasonal change. Each element must harmonize with the others, because in small spaces, there is no room for contradiction. A misplaced plant or poorly scaled feature can break the balance. Discipline, simplicity, and clarity must guide every choice. A successful planting scheme also considers the passage of time. Gardens are never static. They grow, change, and evolve. A well-designed small formal garden anticipates this growth, ensuring that proportions remain balanced as plants mature. Designers plan for maintenance as well, knowing that clipped hedges, topiary, and symmetrical arrangements require consistent care. The discipline of pruning and shaping becomes part of the artistry. The gardener, in this sense, is not just a caretaker but a co-creator, sculpting living material to maintain harmony. Beyond aesthetics, small gardens today respond to broader cultural and environmental trends. Native plants are favored not only for sustainability, but also for resilience and authenticity. Wildlife-friendly planting encourages pollinators, birds, and beneficial insects, even in highly designed formal layouts. Rain gardens and permeable surfaces manage water responsibly, reducing runoff while enhancing beauty. These practices ensure that the garden serves both its owner and the wider environment. There is also a growing recognition of how gardens influence lifestyle. A thoughtfully planted courtyard can become a meditation space, its symmetry supporting mindfulness. A terrace lined with planters can serve as an outdoor dining area, where structured greenery provides intimacy and elegance. Families may design small gardens to encourage children to engage with nature, with low hedges forming playful boundaries and flowering borders offering seasonal discovery. The modern garden is not a static ornament, but a living environment that adapts to the rhythms of daily life. As we look to the future, planting design will continue to evolve alongside architecture and technology. Climate adaptation will play a larger role, with drought-tolerant species becoming essential in many regions. Vertical farming techniques may merge with ornamental gardens, allowing edible and decorative plants to coexist in structured layouts. Sensors and smart systems will monitor soil moisture and plant health, adjusting irrigation and lighting automatically. Yet despite these innovations, the essence of small formal gardens will remain rooted in timeless principles: clarity of structure, harmony of elements, and the beauty of balance. A small formal garden is more than a collection of plants. It is a living sculpture. It demonstrates how design, discipline, and creativity can transform even the most limited space into something extraordinary. Planting is the medium through which order becomes alive, where structure gains softness, and where architecture finds its complement in nature. The careful balance of formality and vitality makes these gardens not just beautiful to look at, but deeply meaningful to experience. The true artistry of small formal gardens lies in how design strategies transform limitations into opportunities. When every square meter counts, planning must be precise and purposeful. One of the most effective approaches is the use of strong focal points. A small space benefits from having a clear center of attention, such as a sculptural tree, a water feature, or a carefully placed piece of modern outdoor furniture. This focal point organizes the entire garden around it, giving the viewer a sense of orientation and calm. Without such clarity, small gardens risk feeling scattered or overwhelming. Pathways and circulation are another crucial design element. In larger landscapes, paths may meander and unfold slowly, but in compact spaces, paths need to be direct, often emphasizing symmetry. Straight lines, stone pavers, or gravel alleys aligned with sightlines create a sense of formality. These routes guide the visitor's eye and movement, creating rhythm and proportion. Even a narrow courtyard can feel grand if a central path divides it into symmetrical halves. Pathways are not simply functional, they are architectural statements that shape the experience of moving through space. Furniture selection also plays a significant role in small formal gardens. Outdoor seating, dining tables, or benches must be chosen not only for comfort but also for scale and proportion. Oversized pieces can crowd the space, while delicate, minimalist furniture can complement the geometry of the garden. Materials matter as well. Teak, stone, or metal furniture can harmonize with surrounding hardscape, reinforcing cohesion between built and natural elements. Well-placed furniture extends the usability of the garden, turning it into an extension of the home's living areas. Materials and hardscape define the structure of these gardens just as much as planting does. In modern formal design, clean surfaces such as polished concrete, geometric stone tiles, corten steel edging, and minimalist fencing create a disciplined backdrop. These surfaces are chosen for durability and elegance, but also for how they interact with planting. Neutral tones allow greenery to shine, while bold materials like black steel or white gravel add drama and contrast. A balanced palette ensures that the garden remains timeless rather than trendy. Symmetry is central to the philosophy of formal design. Matching planters at either side of a doorway, twin trees framing an entrance, or mirrored planting beds provide a sense of harmony. Symmetry is not about rigidity, it is about balance. In small spaces, this balance creates comfort and coherence. Asymmetry can be used sparingly as contrast, a single sculptural plant breaking the rhythm, or a piece of contemporary art that draws attention. Such moments of surprise highlight the surrounding order and prevent the garden from feeling too predictable. The success of small gardens also depends on how well they connect with architecture. A courtyard viewed from the living room should feel like a natural extension of the interior. Materials, colors, and proportions should align with the home's design. Large glass doors or windows blur the boundary, making the garden an outdoor living room. Even balconies can benefit from this approach, with planters and flooring materials echoing those inside. This continuity expands the perceived space and creates a seamless flow between indoor and outdoor life. One of the most fascinating aspects of formal small gardens is their ability to embody cultural identity. Different regions reinterpret formal principles through their own traditions. In Europe, clipped hedges and gravel paths dominate. In Japan, symmetry is reimagined with raked gravel, stone lanterns, and carefully pruned pines. In Mediterranean climates, courtyards emphasize tiled patterns, terracotta pots, and aromatic herbs. Modern designers borrow and blend these traditions, creating hybrid spaces that feel both rooted and contemporary. This cultural layering enriches the experience of the garden, making it a dialogue between history and modernity. Sustainability is not only a trend, but a responsibility. Water-wise planting, rainwater harvesting, solar lighting, and recycled materials are increasingly integral to small garden design. A formal garden can be eco-friendly without sacrificing elegance. Gravel beds reduce water needs, vertical planting increases green coverage, and smart irrigation ensures efficiency. By adopting these practices, homeowners align their private sanctuaries with global goals of environmental stewardship. The beauty of formality lies in its adaptability. Its geometric framework can accommodate both luxury and responsibility. Technology further enhances the way we interact with gardens. Imagine sensors that monitor soil moisture, apps that control lighting intensity, or automated systems that prune hedges with precision. Augmented reality can allow homeowners to visualize plant growth over the years before they commit to planting. These innovations make gardens more interactive and responsive, ensuring they evolve gracefully with minimal effort. While technology supports the garden, it should always remain subtle, hidden behind the scenes, preserving the natural character of the space. The future of small formal gardens points toward an even deeper integration of architecture, technology, and ecology. Designers will continue to experiment with multifunctionality, creating gardens that act simultaneously as dining areas, ecological habitats, and aesthetic compositions. Planting will be chosen not only for beauty, but also for resilience and contribution to biodiversity. Hardscape will become lighter, more sustainable, and adaptable. The language of formality, symmetry, balance, geometry will endure, but its expression will become increasingly minimalist, merging with contemporary architectural ideals. Ultimately, the small formal garden is a symbol of how human creativity transforms limitations into beauty. In compact urban settings, it becomes a refuge from noise and chaos. In suburban homes, it provides order and elegance. Across cultures, it expresses timeless values of balance, proportion, and harmony with nature. More than decoration, it is a living stage where architecture, planting, and human life interact. Every clipped hedge, every aligned path, and every chosen plant speaks of intention and artistry. The message of these gardens is clear. Size does not define greatness. Meaning, discipline, and creativity do. A small formal garden can be as profound, inspiring, and transformative as the largest estate. It demonstrates that beauty lies not in abundance, but in clarity, not in excess, but in purpose. As trends shift and technology evolves, this truth remains constant. The future of garden design will always return to the principle that order and nature, when harmonized, create timeless spaces that nurture the body, calm the mind, and uplift the spirit.